I will be doing a tutorial series on how I make all my dubstep noises, all my crazy awesome synths that I make a sub punch. So yeah, and I'm gonna make this a three-parter in one video. That way you could just kind of I'll make clickable links that will fast forward you to certain parts of the video, so you could hear, so you're not wasting your time watching the whole damn thing. Just click to the ones you like. So I'll be doing 3 different sounds. The first one is called the grain drop, and I use this in my last song, Initium, and this is it. That, and yes, that was kind of Marihella Lamb, so shut up. Alright, so that's called the grain drop, and then the next one I'm going to be doing is, if I can freaking find it, is the, okay, I'll skip to this one. This will be the third one. This is going to be called the laser bass. It's actually pretty simple, and that was in my last track as well. So, and then this is it right here. This is it, the second one. This is called the crude glitch, and you'll hear why. Alright, and the one thing these all have in common is they all use a double notch filter, and that is kind of my thing. So, but these all have pretty similar attributes in them. They all use either a crude or a grain drop or a digigrain oscillator, and they all use a double notch filter. So, those definitely have some pretty interesting combinations here. So let's start with the first one, the grain drop. Pretty simple. EQ is, just like that. So it doesn't got to be perfect, doesn't just like mine, but it does help a little bit, kind of bring out the growl in it. So, alright, this is it right here. This is the patch. It's pretty simple. It's just one oscillator, the digigrain 1. It's a bend minus plus. That's extremely important. So, experimenting with these guys can definitely give you some pretty interesting results. Pitch that down 1 octave. You're going to want the intensity right around maybe 2/3, right around pointing at the Y, and you only want the number 5 LFO, right around there. You want a double notch filter. You're going to want resonance a little more than halfway. Don't forget to put that there, that there, that there, that there. You're going to want the cutoff a little bit pointing right below the C. You're going to want LFO 5 right around there. You want that green to be right underneath the O of cutoff. So, alright. Voicing, we want it at 3. You gotta just keep it polyphone, trigger always. You're gonna want the pan position, full invitation. I don't know what that means, but and then number 5 LFO. You're gonna want the triangle sine wave default. It's like right here. Put it right there. Ooh, magic. And then yeah, make sure X fade curve is all the way up. Don't leave it there. Put it there. So, and then the LFO rate is, it's up to you. It doesn't really matter. I think it's nice right here, pointing right at the R. At parabolic shaper, you're going to want to add that. You're going to want, just like that, just kind of pointing at W and then right underneath the E. So, pretty simple. You want to use a classic tube. You want it just right underneath the D, kind of, pointing that way. You're going to want the drive right underneath the E, pointing that way. Dimension expander, like always. You're going to want dimension expander to really brings out, it brings out your synth quite a bit. Use that right underneath the D and that right underneath the S, kind of the same. I did not use an EQ in this one. You can if you want to. I don't think it needs it. But besides that, that's pretty much digigrain drop that I use. So that's it right there. Alrighty, cool. Next one, laser bass. Laser bass. Alright, I use that here, and I'll use this in context right here in my dubstep, my last dubstep track. Alright, just like that. And I kind of masked I masked up a little bit of the grittiness of the synth with that intense drum solo kind of thing right there. So it really makes it sound more badass and violent. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, all right. So you're getting the homicide, sausage fattener, and a EQ. Damn it. So we're gonna pull it massive. This is what I call laser bass. Sounds kind of stupid, but I think it's pretty cool. So I like lasers, if you haven't noticed. All right. So first thing I want to do is do a crude oscillator. Pitch it down 2 octaves. You're gonna want bend minus plus, wavetable position all the way to the right, intensity all the way to the right, amp to the right, and then that all the way up. You're going to want a grain, digigrain 1. You're going to want to use bend minus plus again, and then -1 octave. Okay, now you're going to want to make sure the wavetable position is probably about a little under a third, maybe a little above a quarter, right there. Intensity all the way up, amp all the way up. All right. You're not going to use an oscillator 3 or a modulation oscillator. There's no inserts, and there's no effects apparently either. So feel free to add effects. I did not apparently. So you're going to want to use a band reject filter, and yeah, band reject right there. Resonance pointing at the A, bandwidth pointing at the A, well, bandwidth, the A and bandwidth, and then you're going to want the cutoff pointing at the T. Now you're going to want to use LFO5. You're going to want to put I believe that's a, whatever wave that is. I think it's a saw wave, I believe. And then you're going to want to be using, yeah, that right there. And then you're going to want to put that right there, and then LFO rate. So whatever you want, it don't really matter. I modulate it all through my songs. Sometimes it'll go kind of like. So, but yeah, I mean, once you have this basic setup, you can do anything, literally. Add effects, change the modulation, and it's, you know, pretty versatile. I love my laser sounds a lot. So, but anyway, yeah, you want it at number 3, the voicing on number 3, polyphon, trigger always, pan position, don't really matter, right there or there. Sounds pretty good either or. So, anyway, that's really it. So for laser bass, so yeah, that's it. Nope, never mind. EQ, high shelf, pretty fucking high. Low shelf, boost a little bit, boost is boosted a little bit, and frequency is boosted a little bit. But as long as you have this patch right here, you're going to be shooting lasers. So, all right, cool. That's laser bass right there. Now for on the side, I just kind of screw around until I get a nice little sound there, but feel free to play around with on the side. These are my settings. Feel free to pause and use them. And also Sausage Fattener, which is probably the most challenging plugin I've ever used. I mean, it's a whole, 2 knobs, so I get a little overwhelmed sometimes, but this is the setting that I use for laser bass, so use that wisely. All right. Okay, now for the last one, which is going to be probably the most difficult one, just for the mere fact that it has a lot of, what do you call it? Envelopes. Yeah. And I actually stumbled upon this on accident. I just used my basic, I used this drop actually. I used that, and then I just added a bunch of fucking envelopes on there, and then I ended up getting, oops, you just got my crew drop patch. Okay. Yeah, I just pretty much screwed around until I got something pretty unique. So this is it right here. You're going to want the crude oscillator and pitch down 2 octaves. You're going to want the bend minus plus on. You're going to do wavetable position all the way to the right, intensity pointing right underneath the eye, and then the amp all the way to the right. Don't worry about, actually, you probably should worry about that. Don't really matter. Anyway, yeah, so double notch filter, you're gonna want resonance right about there, cut off right there, and then classic tube, pretty much the same exact settings as, or effect settings as the grain drop, the digi grain drop, except instead of oscillator, you're going to use an envelope. So this is what I did. So, and to get this, what you got to do is it's going to be default kind of like that. We're going to put the level all the way up and the attack. Just like that. So just modulate it right there, just level all the way up. Move the attack right around to that elbows pointing right at the O, and you should be good. So literally same effects, parabolic shaper there, you know, no EQ, dimension expander, C tube, classic tube, voicing, it's all fucking the same. So, yep, that was pretty much the only thing, was just that envelope right there. And that was it. Also, you're going to want to restart the gate oscillator right here. Makes a little difference. So, but anyway, that's it actually. Wow, that was fast. Only 11 minutes. Okay, so that was it right there. So, and this is my track initium. And definitely watch out for more tutorial videos. I'll be doing more as I make new songs and make new synths. So, you know, the biggest thing for sound design is literally being creative. So just keep on experimenting, keep making crappy songs, keep making crappy synths, and eventually they'll get better. So that's what I did, and getting some pretty good results. So if you have any questions about anything, feel free to shoot me a message. Subscribe to my videos, check me out on SoundCloud. Also, no, that's it actually. Alright guys, peace.